You're listening to Foxx on the Wire podcast. Hello, my friends, and welcome to episode number 56 of Foxx on the Wire. I hope you all enjoyed my recent episode with Ashley Naylor from Melbourne's rock trio Even. Getting him on the show was a dream come true for me, and it was great to be able to sit down with him for a couple of hours and talk about all things music. So if you haven't heard it yet, go back and check it out. It's a great episode, and I was really stoked to get him on the show. And today I'm equally stoked to be able to zoom across to the other side of the world in South Wales. That's South Wales in the UK, not New South Wales, still in Australia, to speak with Foz from the rock band Florence Black. Now, to give you some perspective just how far that is, that's about 17,000 kilometres away. Well, Google tells me a flight from Melbourne to Cardiff, which is pretty close to where the guys are located over there, is about a 25-hour flight. So yes, I'll be speaking with Foz, who is the bass player in Florence Black, and we get into all things music, of course, and be sure to check out their most recent single, which is a killer song called Bird on a Chain by Florence Black. It's a killer song, and it's what prompted me to reach out and try and get the guys on the podcast. And just a quick reminder before we get into the episode to follow Foxx on the Wire at Facebook and Instagram. That's Foxx on the Wire at Facebook and Instagram, and I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel and get more video content on there as well. I chucked up some recent content with Ashley Naylor, which came out pretty cool, I think. So without further ado, let's fly across the world to South Wales and speak with Foz from Florence Black. I hope you enjoy. Cheers. All right, Foz from Florence Black. Welcome to Foxx on the Wire. How you doing?
Yo, thanks for having me. I'm very well, thank you.
From the other side of the world, whereabouts are you? In Wales?
Yeah, South Wales we are. We're from Merthyr Tydfil. It's just like 20 minutes from the capital, Cardiff.
Wow, that's crazy that we can do this. Speak to each other from the other side of the world, different time zones. We've got about a 10-hour difference, I think. Yeah. It's
currently 11 a.m. here, so it's early morning for me.
Yeah, so we're 9 p.m. here, so it's good we can organise this. Firstly, congrats on the success of your single Bird on a Chain, released, was it towards late last year?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. About late last year. We just wanted to bring a single out between our last EP and, trying to bridge the space between our album that's coming out soon as well. So, it was just trying to keep the fans happy and keep us busy as well,
Yeah, it's had a bit of success by the looks of it. You guys sort of, where was it? You hit number one on the iTunes or the Rock iTunes chart. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, which we were like totally unexpecting. But yeah. It just goes to show like the power of the fans and, and how many people get behind you. You can, like we thought, to become number one in any type of chart, you have to be like a signed band. Yeah. And you have to be like massive, like worldwide band or whatever. So it was a nice surprise,
And it's still traveling pretty well by the looks of it. On Spotify, how many streams roughly are you up to at this stage? It was pretty high when I looked at it last, but what are you up to now?
I haven't checked in a while, but I knew we hit the million milestone, which is another like big thing for us as well, because I think only one other song for us has hit a million streams so far. That's
crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, there's a few that have come close as well, but we had like good backing off Alison Hagendorf. She like helps the Spotify playlists. So shout out to her, for pushing us. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that's how I discovered you guys. I was trying to think back exactly because it was a few months ago now, but I think a friend of mine shared a song by a different band, and it was like a hard rock playlist, and I ended up sort of listening to most of the playlist, and that's when I came across you guys, and I heard, the wah the guitar intro, and then the heaviness of the song kicked in, and then when your singer started singing, I'm like, oh shit, this sounds a bit like I think it gave me the impression of John Corabi, who the replacement singer for Motley Crue on that one album that they did in
all right.
94.
No, I don't really know that. No, I'll have to listen to that.
Yeah, he sort of just reminded me of that similar tone or something, but just a bit maybe angrier. So yeah, I sort of shared that. I shared Bird on a Chain with a couple of friends, and they're like, yeah, this is really cool, because it's not often these days I sort of get into new rock music that much. I still listen to a lot of my old favorites, but some of the new stuff that comes out just doesn't really get me. But that one sort of got me, and I think it was definitely the wah, and it's got the wah solo as well. So the wah always sells me. So yeah, congratulations on a great tune.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, like I find that as well. With like most of the rock that comes out today doesn't really like hit that level of power like that they used to have, like maybe in like the new metal days and like the grunge days. That big powerful voice. Yep. But like, fair play to Tristan, our singer. We've been going on for about 10 years now, and he's been in different bands before that as well. So he's been singing like, probably about 20 years. Yeah. And fair play to him. Like he is a good singer.
Yeah, he's sort of got the whole thing going on there. I mean, you guys are only a 3-piece, but it's a massive sound. He's a killer guitarist. I'm assuming he writes the lyrics and stuff as well.
Yeah, he writes like I'd say about 80% of the songs. He comes up with the riffs, the melodies, and like the pretty much idea of the structure of the songs. Yeah. And then me and Perry just come in and give our opinions on parts and say, oh, what about this? What about that? So we're all kind of involved, but Tristan is the main songwriter. Yeah.
Yeah. You got a great sound for a 3-piece. It sounds massive. So yeah.
Thank you.
So Bird on a Chain, where did you record that? You recorded with Michael Padge, sorry, his nickname's Padge, but Michael Padgett.
Yeah. Well, what it is, he's our manager as well, so he looks after us. Dealing with all band politics kind of things. But obviously he's in a band himself. So he's got like a home studio set up. And while we were writing for the album, I think we must have wrote about maybe 20 songs, if not more. And so we decided, which could be just a standalone single, what's going to go on the album, and then obviously B-sides. So we recorded with Padge, we did, just in his home studio.
Yep. Yeah, cool. And it was mixed by Romesh. Forgive me if I mispronounce his surname. I might let you do it. Romesh.
Have a go over there.
Yeah, there you go. Glad you did it, not me. Sounds stupid with my Australian accent. Yeah. Cool.
We worked with Romesh before. He's done our first EP.
Oh yeah.
So he like pretty much kicked things off for us as well.
Cool.
We done a 4-track EP with him. I think it was it might have been 2012, but it might have been late. I'm not quite sure now off the top of my head.
Yep.
So yeah, at the time, he was like, established. He was an established producer anyway. But since the first EP, he's gone on to like work with Bring Me the Horizon, and so he's Grammy nominated. Mm-hmm. So he's come a long way as well since we first met with him.
Cool. Wow.
And we knew like he's really good. So we had him do the single, and then it just so happened then that we won a Momentum Fund. There's an organisation. I don't know if it's worldwide or if it's just like UK or Europe or whatever. But we won a grant from them to do the album. So we went on to record the album with him as well then.
Oh, nice. And is that that album's to be released, isn't it? I think you finished. Yeah,
that's to be released. So we went in December.
Yep.
End of December. Start of December. And we had about 10 days in it to do 10 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
And so we just finished it now. Tristan went back down a couple of weeks ago just to put some finishing touches on it, like some extra vocal lines or change some bits, on the like guitars and solos or whatever.
Yep.
So it's not done yet. I think it needs another mix now with all the new parts. And it should, hopefully it'll be out at the end of the year.
Okay.
But it's quite hard to say. It's quite hard to say with like what's going on with COVID and just that situation,
Yeah. So is Bird on a Chain going to be off this album?
No, we've decided to keep that just as a standalone.
Yeah.
And all the rest of the album then is pretty much new songs. We've got 2 songs that are really old that we thought we'd bring back to life.
Cool.
But the rest then is all new songs.
Nice. And the lyric video for Bird on a Chain is really cool too. I was watching that today, sort of going through a few of your YouTube videos, and I thought that was probably one of the coolest lyric videos that I've seen for sure.
Yeah. We were always wary about well, in all fairness, a lot of our music videos have been done on a really low budget.
Yep.
So we thought now as we progress and we need to step up our game, and we decided to go with a lyric video. But we find a lot of lyric videos are quite not poor, but just bland, I suppose.
Yeah.
So we thought, we'd pay a bit extra to get a really nice one, especially because the single is a standalone, and we knew we weren't going to release anything for a while after that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we put a bit of money behind that one so we could get a nice good one, that we could show off. Yeah,
it's really cool. I really liked it, and there are good lyric videos floating around these days. But yeah, there are some pretty bland ones, as you said. You can tell when someone puts a bit more effort.
Yeah, it's quite hard to get a good lyric video, I find, because it's all done on a computer kind of thing,
Yeah.
You can't really go out and get shots, and it's just one of those things, I think.
So you guys are a 3-piece. You've got Tristan Thomas on vocals and guitar, Jordan Evans yourself on bass, and Perry Davies on drums, 3-piece. So you were saying you guys have been together for about 10 years. Has it always been you 3?
Yeah, it's always been us 3. We were in school together.
Ah, right.
The boys were in the same school year, and I'm 2 years above them in school.
Right.
So, well, and those, Perry and Tristan, they were in nursery together. They literally live in the same village, five minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
So they went to their local school. Their primary school or kindergarten. I'm not sure what it is in Australia.
Yep.
So and then I only live 10 minutes away, but I went to a different local school, and then at age 11, then we go to high school, and that's where we met then. But it wasn't until towards the end of high school that is where the 3 of us, became a band.
Mm-hmm.
What it was, Perry's family are a lot of musicians. They're in their own bands themselves. His father and his mother's a singer. So Perry's been playing drums since he was in a nappy as well. So they've always been in cover bands, going around pubs and just playing any covers, for cash and just a good night out. And one day Perry came up to me in school and said, "Oh, do you want to start a cover band?" So obviously I knew he's been in a lot of bands. Yeah, great, let's do it. So me and Perry and 2 other boys were in a band just playing covers before, playing Arctic Monkeys songs and The Killers, Foo Fighters. And Tristan was in his own cover band as well. And one day we were down our local social club.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of like a bandioke where anyone could go up and play the drums and just form a band and play one song, and swap in. And we said, "Oh, let's, us 3, we'll get up and do a song."
Yeah.
So we played All My Life by the Foo Fighters.
Oh, nice.
And I don't know what it was. Once we played that song, us three together,
yeah,
I just like we all thought, oh, this is great. Like we got some energy going on there, because I think in like our other bands, it was that energy wasn't there.
Interesting.
But with the three of us, we would just kind of like let loose, and we would headbang and just walk around on. Well, it wasn't a stage at that point; it was just the floor.
Yeah.
But we just pretended we were playing Millennium Stadium, and just from there, after that one song, the boys pulled me aside and they said, like, should us three do something? And we're like, yeah, come on, we might as well, because that was great. Like,
wow, there you go.
That was the start of Florence Black, and yeah.
Cool. So, playing in cover bands around there at that time, was that pretty common? Was it like most bands were cover bands, or was that just a bit of coincidence?
Yeah. It was just the scene we were part of, really. Like I said, with Perry's father, he's in a lot of cover bands,
right? So
we just kind of followed in the footsteps.
Mm-hmm.
But we knew at one point we wanted to be our own band. So we started writing our own songs, but we, instead of like playing original gigs, we would still do the cover gigs in pubs and clubs and just like slip in our own songs.
Yep.
So we made a transition into being an original band. I think it was about 2 years down the line. We said, right, no more pubs now. Because like some of the people in there, they weren't there for the music. They were just there for the pints, and sometimes it was a disaster. But it was great fun, Once we went to an original band, then we would like travel to London and play in front of like two people, and then travel to Manchester, play in front of like one person, and we just kept going and going, and one person turned into 10, and 10 turned into 50. And now we're just riding the wave now, trying to go as far as we can.
Awesome. So was Tristan writing songs while he was in his cover bands, or did he just start writing songs once you three got together?
It was once us three got together, because
right.
I'd say the first couple of songs we had a lot more input together.
Yeah.
Because we didn't really know what we were doing. We didn't know how to write songs or whatever. We were just doing what we came up with, like. But I think after a while, because Tristan is like, he is a pretty good guitarist. He knows what he wants out of a riff. He nailed down, the sound, and especially because he's the singer as well. Like it is about him kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So he took the reins in the end. Yeah.
Right. And some of the covers you were playing back in the day, do you still play some of those in your live set anytime, or you just break out the odd one for a bit of fun?
No, we haven't in a while, but we done a Spanish tour about 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And they wanted two 45-minute sets. Right. So we'd go on, have 45 minutes, have a break. And we were thinking, like, we haven't really got enough songs to do this. So we actually chucked in a couple of covers that we used to do then for the Spanish tour. But no, you wouldn't normally see us play, that many covers. Like,
you got too many good original songs now to fill up a set.
Yeah. It's all about us now.
Yeah. So you guys released your first EP called Florence Black EP back in March of 2016. So that's what's that, 5 years ago? Was that your first release, or did you release any singles before that?
Well, yeah, we released an EP called The Big Red, and this is what I meant. Whereas we wrote songs together, it was just like a Frankenstein of all our different riffs kind of thing.
Yeah.
But we've never really put that online, because we just think it's not really good enough to like show. Obviously, we were like, they were literally our first songs ever, so they're quite bad.
Yeah.
But like we had CDs made of them, and there's still some floating around with like some of the fans who who've seen us like literally from day one. So I think like hopefully one day if we become massive, you know, they'll be a collector's item, you know, and they'll make a lot of money.
Absolutely.
But yeah, our first proper release, you know, I'd say official release was the Florence Black EP. Yep. I didn't realize it was 2016. I thought it was earlier than that.
That's what. So yeah, I think that's what it said on Spotify.
That is right. I'm wrong. It is right, 2016. Yeah, yeah. And that's the one with Ramesh. Ramesh recorded that one.
Ah, okay. And that had the singles Ghost and Fiesta. Also a couple of cool videos for those songs as well. Yeah.
So Ghost is just like a song about partying kind of thing. You know, that nightlife taking over your soul. And Fiesta is a story about when the boys got pulled by the police in their car.
Right.
Fortunately, I wasn't in the car at the time, so I didn't have to go through that.
Wow.
But I'm not sure if it's a story that's meant for a podcast. But all I know is like the boys had a close shave with the police, I think, and Tristan just wanted to write a song about it.
Yep. Sounds good. Good material. Might as well.
Yeah.
And you released EP number 2 or EP2 in 2017, featuring Smoke and The One. That's right. I wanted to ask you, where did you shoot the video for The One? It was out in like a beautiful looking forest or woods area. Is that in Wales?
Yeah, it's literally up the road from us. It's a place called Pondstick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I'm not sure if it's like a nature reserve, but you know, it's got a big reservoir and like a lot of forestry. Because we're from the valleys, like it's full of hills and forests. It's a quite out the way kind of place. We're not in like a city or a big town.
Okay.
Merthyr's only a small town, you know. So there's a lot of like great scenery around Wales.
Yeah.
So we just thought, you know, why not use it for a music video? Like,
absolutely. No, it looked great. It's looks really nice out there too. So it was good to be able to see a bit of the area. And in 2018, you released the final EP, which had a cover of Bread Fan, which I first heard on Metallica's Garage Inc. Obviously, that was one of my favorite albums back in the day, and it was obviously originally written by Budgie in 1973. Why did you pick Bread Fan, or who picked Bread Fan?
Well, this is a good question actually, because Tristan used to play with the drummer Ray Phillips of Budgie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like the original writers, you know, that was one of his covers bands. He was in a band with Ray, because Ray just lives over the next valley to us.
Wow.
So Tristan knew loads of Budgie songs from that, and we just thought, you know, it's a great song. Metallica have covered it as well, so a lot of people know it from that if they don't know it from Budgie. And we thought, you know, we'd have a go of our version as well.
Cool. Yeah, it came out really, really cool. Like a friend of mine, we grew up playing guitar together, and he doesn't really play anymore. But so I also sent him the cover of Bread Fan, and he loved it. So because it's pretty ballsy song to cover, I've got to say.
Yes,
not just a song any old band could cover. So it came out great.
Yeah, thank you.
And you had a couple of singles in 2019, No Way Out and Pierre Point.
Yeah, that's the one, Pierre Point. Yeah,
and of course, Bird on a Chain in 2020. So next release, obviously, you said maybe the album later in the year. Do you reckon you'll release any singles before then off the album?
Yeah, I think the plan is at the minute, and the plan's always changing, but the plan is at the minute to release 2 singles before the album. So we're going to do the music videos at the end of April.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully April, May, maybe by like June or July. I'm not sure if we got a date yet.
Okay.
But I think there'll be a new song coming pretty soon. Once we get these music videos down and once it's ready, I think we're going to release it as soon as it's ready, pretty much.
Yeah, cool. Looking forward to it. So you guys have got your influences listed as Black Sabbath, Tool, The Beatles, and Metallica. Without reading that, I can sort of hear a whole bunch of influences. Is that pretty much obviously the main four that you've listed? Is that like a collective of all three of you? You all into those sort of bands, each member?
Yeah, like we're good friends, like as well as being in the band. We're best friends, so we always listen to the same music anyway because we're always together, kind of thing. We're always showing, have you heard this? Have you heard that song?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's that. I'd say that's like a collective thing. We all like the same music, to be fair.
Yeah, cool.
And we try to listen to a wide range of music as well. Like obviously they are our influences, but like me and the boys, we listen to like dance music in the car, or we might put like ABBA on, and literally anything. We just love music at this point. We've been doing it for so long that we try and take and learn from all types of music, all genres.
Yeah, there's so much good music out there, isn't there? Really, I mean,
yeah.
I love ABBA too. I just absolutely love them. I reckon they're brilliant.
Genius.
Yeah,
yeah.
And and I think there's been albums of rock bands that have covered ABBA's songs, isn't there? Or like even heavy metal albums, and those songs translate really well into metal songs, which is crazy. But that was absolutely brilliant. I remember growing up watching their videos. My dad was into all that stuff, and the videos were pretty funny, but the music was brilliant. You've got the Thunderbird bass behind you. I was going to ask you about that. Is that an Epiphone or
it's Gibson?
Gibson.
Yeah.
Who's the influence? Where did you? I'm thinking Nicky Six off the top of my head. I'm sure there's more bass players that probably use a Thunderbird. Did you get it, or you just like the feel of it?
I think, to be honest, it was from Chris Novoselic from Nirvana.
Yeah, yep.
Because I think Nirvana was a big influence on me, growing up, and the boys actually asked me to play bass for the band. Because in mine and Perry's cover band, I was on like rhythm guitar and doing some vocals, but I let Tristan do that because he was the guitarist.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought I'll pick up a bass, and I didn't really like look at the bass and think, oh, that's Nirvana's bassist. I think it was just something in the back of my head, like that's the bass I want,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but did he have a? Sorry, yeah.
I did have the Epiphone version first. So, I played around with that, and I think it just stuck. I just love that shape. I just think it looks so cool.
Yeah.
It sounds massive. So I just went for that in the end,
Yeah, well, it suits you. It doesn't just suit anyone. I remember playing a guitar like that sort of shape, and it looked stupid and it didn't feel right. So I put that to the side. That's not for me, but definitely suits you. And yeah, it definitely suited Chris. Did he have was it a black one he had? I don't remember him playing the Sunburst one, but he might have.
I'm not sure if he had a Sunburst one. I know he played an RD bass as well, which is like, it's kind of the same, but it's slightly different. Yeah. I'm not sure. I think the one that comes into my head is when they play Reading, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think he might play one on a. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a feeling it was black or like a matte black, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, how good of a bass player was he? Like he played some amazing bass parts. I thought he was pretty underrated, really. Yeah,
he is underrated, I find. Like it's like not super technical, but the bass lines, really add to the songs, I find.
Yeah.
He's not like slapping the bass doing triplets and sliding up and down everywhere. but he's just placing the right notes in the right places, and I think that's all you need as a bassist, especially if we got Kurt Cobain on guitar, like, just let him do all the work.
Yeah, I mean, Kurt's guitar stuff was pretty simple sometimes, I guess, which left a lot of room for Chris to fill up, and I thought he did it in a really good way. And obviously with Grohl as well, again, they were another awesome three-piece that just had a huge sound, and much like you guys. So you play with fingers, don't you? You don't use a pick?
No, I use a pick. I suppose it depends on what song, but I'd say 90% of songs is a pick.
Yep.
Especially live as well, because I just find it way easier live to just to move around on stage and wherever. It's easy to just get a more consistent sound with a pick. Probably
suits the Thunderbird a bit more too, I think, for some reason.
Yeah, it's just got like the attack of the notes.
Yeah,
and it's just one of those things. But like I said, if obviously when you use your fingers, it's like a more round, fat sound. So with like our slower songs, I'll use my fingers, but because most of the songs are like heavy and riffs, it's a guitar pick. Yeah.
Yep. Cool. So how did, aside from the success of Bird on a Chain, how did 2020 treat you guys? I know you sort of finished up your album, which is almost finished it, which is a huge positive. But what about the rest of the year? Did you have lots of cancelled shows and tours and stuff like that?
Yeah, we cancelled so much I can't even remember, and like it's all been postponed now to this year. But I don't know if it'll go ahead this year. But we tried to make do.
Yeah.
We done a couple of those. They're like live sessions where we record our bits in our houses and record ourselves in our bedroom kind of things.
Yeah.
So we done like 2 or 3 covers for that just to keep busy. But we were quite lucky, obviously, because we had the album to record. We still managed to do like something really, really good and really important.
Yeah.
And luckily as well, we were on tour in February with Those Damn Crows, another local Welsh band. So we didn't do too bad in 2020. It could have been better, but it could have been a lot worse as well. So I'm happy with the way it went.
Yeah, and how is it looking over there, sort of at the moment and going forward? Are you still on lockdown over there?
Yeah, we're still locked down. We are. It's starting to look a bit better now. I think restrictions are easing, but I'm not sure what's going to happen with gigs yet. Obviously, like our shops are not even open yet.
Really?
So it's like only supermarkets are open. They literally opened the hairdressers like last week.
Yeah.
Gyms are not open yet. There's a lot of places I think I've got to open before gigs can. But if I had it my way, I'd just say open it all up and just let's just crack on. Like, but obviously it's just I don't know. I'm just here. It's hard to say.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just such a big thing worldwide. I mean,
yeah. So what's it like over with you then?
Well,
I view Australia as pretty good. Like it's opening back up, and you're quite tight on restrictions wherever.
Yeah, in Melbourne last year, we had a couple of lockdowns. The second one in particular went for, felt like months on end. I mean, I was working all the way through it, so it wasn't so different for me, I guess. But everything was closed. Masks, all this stuff, and at the moment we're doing okay, and everything's pretty much open. They pretty much just took off the mask mandate, which was only in our state here in Victoria. The rest of the country's going pretty well. Some borders are closing here and there between the states, and it's so low now that whenever one case or 2 cases pop up, they freak out, close the borders. We're still in it, and we've just come into autumn, so hopefully we can make it through the winter okay. But I think we're going to start taking international travellers back in. So that'll be the biggest test, I think, for us. But yeah, we're doing a lot better than other countries. So,
yeah, because obviously we've just come out of winter now. But like our Christmas is winter, and we were warned about, like, you know, this in the winter it's going to shoot up, and they locked down for Christmas. So hopefully now, yeah, like it's starting to warm up now. It's a nice day today, and obviously summer's coming now. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. I can't guess. To be honest, I don't think we'll be gigging until at least like October.
Yeah.
But I got my fingers crossed, you know, as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's lucky we can still sort of record and release music, isn't it? You know, like upload the songs onto. Otherwise, we'd be. Can't imagine. Like, we'd be screwed.
Yeah.
So, have you got a bunch of dates coming up in May, June, and July? Did I see on your website there? You've got some dates coming up if everything goes according to plan?
Yeah, so there are dates in place. I think there's a couple of festivals and 1 or 2 gigs that are going ahead so far.
Yep.
But like I said, there's like the shops are not even open yet. So if they're going to go ahead, I don't know if it might be like socially distanced, maybe only a few people in. It's just, I really don't know what's going on at the minute.
It's hard to imagine a mosh pit anymore, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you know, and the thought now of everyone sweating over each other and chucking their drinks everywhere, and just, you know,
oh man,
are people going to want to do that ever again? Like,
I don't know. It's just sweating all over each other, and I mean, you hear someone sneeze now and people freak out.
Well, yeah, that's it. Like, yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. Maybe we can, I think they did it in America just as a trial. They had everyone in like pods at a gig or something. Maybe I think it was for a video shoot. And they put everyone in like pods in the audience. It looked awful.
Yeah, I think I seen that, like bubbles. They're like plastic bubbles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope that's not the future. Oh god.
Nah, I think it will come back. It's going to have to come back at some point in there, but within the next couple of months, I don't know.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Did you guys support Stone Sour back in 2017?
Yeah, we done 2 dates with them. We did. Our first date was in Paris in the Bataclan.
Yeah.
How did we go about getting that? I remember we got in touch with Corey Taylor through Twitter. We kept like tweeting him and saying, "No, check out our music."
Yeah.
And one time we actually got back to us. He's like, "Oh, boys, that's great." So we were like, "Oh, thank you," and he followed us. So we were able to email him then.
Yeah.
And we said to him, like, you know, any shows that you need a band, we are there. And I think like months went down the line, and one day we just had an email from the management. "Oh, the support band for Paris has dropped out of the gig. Wow. Are you able to make the show?" And we were like, "Oh my god, this is amazing!"
Yeah.
So they had us for that. It was a one-off show in Paris, and then I think it was a couple of months down the line, the same kind of thing happened where a band dropped out on their show.
Yep.
And they got in touch with us and said, "Boys, can you do Switzerland?" So we went to Switzerland then and played with them over there.
Wow.
Nice. So stroke of luck.
Nice guys. The band Stone Sour.
Oh right, yeah, great boys.
Yeah.
They had a lot of time for us, you know, which is because obviously sometimes they're traveling around, you know, all the time, and some people, it's not that they don't want to speak to you. It's just, you know, they're tired and they want to, you know, to relax before doing a show.
Yep.
But they were all walking around the venue, you know, just having a laugh, having a cigarette, going up to the canteen for a drink. So they were back and forth all the time. So we managed to speak to them.
Yeah.
And especially in Switzerland as well, that was a good one. We managed to sit down in the canteen with them and actually eat with them. So that was like something that really special for us.
Wow.
To be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been into Slipknot and Stone Sour for quite a few years now. So I haven't actually seen Slipknot live. Unfortunately, missed them last time, but I've seen Stone Sour a few times now, and yeah, that was just great. I love Corey and love the drummer as well. You know, they're just amazing players.
Yeah.
So really great drummer. Really great.
Yeah, I've seen Slipknot a few times. We went to download just as you know, as punters, as watchers. And they headlined download. I think it was 2019, and that was like one of the best shows I've ever seen. I think it was just huge.
It's full on, isn't it? Just they go all out. I can't imagine how exhausting that would be.
Yeah,
just so much energy. Any plans for you guys to tour Australia? You know, when things are okay again.
Well, no solid plans. I think it's a bit far for us yet. You know, the logistics to get there will put a bit of a hole in our wallet. But as soon as we can get over there, we will. You know, we'll take on any gig anywhere. It's what we love doing.
Yeah.
But at the minute, we're still like conquering the UK and Europe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Lots of places to play over there before you take the long flight down to here in Australia.
Yeah,
but,
I think so.
I'd love to come and see you guys play one day when you make it down. That'd be great. So,
yeah.
Are you celebrating Easter over there in Wales?
Not really. It's not much of a thing for us. So, well, for me anyway, it's not much of a thing. I think I'll have like a big meal with the family, and but I know my nan is really religious, like, so she loves to come over.
Yeah,
so it's nice for her, like. But it's other than a big meal and maybe a drink or two with the family, I think that's about it. And especially we can't go anywhere now either, as well. Like, so
true, yeah. A bit of chocolate as well. So a few Easter eggs.
Yeah. Only a little bit though.
Cool. Well, FlorenceBlack.uk. And Florence Black UK on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You guys got a lot of cool merch, so make sure whoever's listening goes to check out the merch. Check out Florence Black on Spotify and iTunes, and obviously on YouTube as well. I'll put a bunch of links in the show notes, but it's been lovely to talk to you, Foz. I hope we can do this again at some stage, maybe when the album comes out. And
definitely.
Hopefully things are opened up by then, or well before then, for you guys over there. And hopefully we can get this live music thing going again around the world. And that'd be great to see you again. So best of luck with the new album.
Yeah, thank you, Craig.
Thank you for coming on the show. It's been great to talk to you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Anytime.
Make sure whoever's tuning in, go and check out Florence Black and check out the links in the show notes. Thanks very much, Foz. We'll talk to you again soon, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks, mate.
All the best.
Thank you. See ya.
Okay. Bye.